Hey guys, it's Will here, and tonight I've got an unboxing video for you. Now, it's been a little while since I've done one of these because, well, I haven't really had much stuff to unbox. I've been painting some second-hand Dark Eldar, which were already assembled, so no boxes to unpack there. And then the Deathwatch Overkill stuff, which I did a review on for 40k Gaming. But tonight I've got a Space Marine Tactical Squad to unbox. Now, this is not exactly the newest of kits. This kit's been around about two and a half years now, but it's actually the first one I've picked up since they changed it. I already had 3 or 4 copies of the old box, so for the time being I had plenty of tacticals, but looking to expand my salamanders a bit, so I've picked up this box, and it's got some quite interesting changes to it compared to the old one, and being as it's such a key sort of a key box set really for the hobby. You know, Space Marines are the most common army for the most common game in wargaming, and this is their basic unit. So I think there could well be people out there who want to see this. So I'm going to take a look inside the box and see what you actually get. So I'm just trying to do this one-handed so I can hold the camera. First thing is bases. Now these are the new style, slightly larger 40k bases. And when they first brought these in, I was a little bit like, yeah, it's new bases, so what? But actually, they're quite cool because you've got that little bit of extra space to do some basing work. So for the more hobby-orientated gamer, this is a nice little opportunity to have a bit of fun with your bases. And we've got the instruction manual. Pretty basic, but one thing I would say to bear in mind to anyone who is looking to buy this is keep an eye out on these here, because you see the arms are in very specific pairs, so they will only really line up properly with the bolter arms on in their specific pairs, so keep an eye out for those. Don't just go clipping them all off and sticking them on willy-nilly, because your weapons might not actually line up properly. But other than that, it's a pretty basic box set. You know, once you've seen one Space Marine, in terms of how it breaks down on the sprue, you've pretty much seen them all. So nothing too fancy to look at there. Then we've got our 3 sprues and the transfers. Now this annoys me a little bit. If you look here, the transfers are upside down. If you look here, the transfers are all Ultramarines. Now, Ultramarines are cool and all, and a lot of their markings, particularly the squad numberings and the unit designations, do kind of fit with everything, you know, with a lot of other chapters. But the old kit used to have the transfer sheet for all, you know, a whole variety of first founding chapters. Now you just get Ultramarines, and they make you pay extra if you want Dark Angel or Blood Angel or Salamander transfers. Now, not too big a deal for me because I hand paint my decals anyway, but for a lot of people this could be a bit of a nuisance. So yeah, not liking that, GW. Sorry, but no. But anyway, that's all the periphery. Let's actually have a look at the sprues you get. So the first one I'm going to show you is this one here. Now you've got your legs here, and you've got all 10 sets on here. And just having a quick look, you'll see that you've got one that is Mark IV, the Maximus power armour, and then you've got 1, 2, 3, and that one down there, our Corvus armour. Oh no, hang on, another one there. So you've actually got 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of Corvus legs, and then 5 sets of the Mark VII, the, oh, what's that one called? I should know that, the Aquila pattern. So you've got a selection of marks of armour there, so that's pretty cool. And then you've got all your shoulder pads on here. I'll flip it over. You've got 9 pairs of basically plain shoulder pads, and then you've got a few extras. This one here's got the little marksman's bullet on it. This one here has the marksman's bullet and a little symbol, marksman's bullet, and a little scroll there that you can paint up. And then that one is the Mach 5, the Heresy pattern armour with the bumpy shoulder pad. Although equally that would also apply on a Mach 6 Corvus plate. Yeah, I kind of know my power armour pretty well from playing Horus Heresy and reading a lot of the novels with that. And then you've got a few other bits down here. We've got little pouches that no one ever really uses. Got some little symbols. This new banner, which is a big improvement on the old one. You've actually got some scroll work on the base there, and this little circle here, so you can paint your chapter symbol in the middle there. Again, I think a lot of people are going to like this because it makes doing the banner a little more straightforward, but personally, as I like to hand paint my banners, I actually preferred the old plain one, but you know, it's a matter of personal preference. And then you've got a few bits of kit here. Basically got the missile launcher assembly, so you've got the practically the same component as on the old kit, but you know, it was a really good component, so if it's broken, don't fix it. And you get a nice little missile there and a melter bomb. One thing that is nice about these new GW kits is they do have a whole variety of weapons on there. Like if we were back in the days of 4th edition, most of the time you'd just have like one set of weapons on the sprue, and then for the special and heavy guys you'd have to buy metal cast guys. Now you get a lot of this stuff on the sprues, and this will be particularly of note when we see the 3rd sprue. But I'm going to pull in number 2 here. Here you've got your backpacks, and if we just zoom in a bit there, you see that although they look all the same, they're all Space Marine backpacks, they've all actually got their own individual unique symbols on them, so that's quite nice. And the end here we've got melee weapons, power sword, which you never used to get on the kit, or good old-fashioned trusty chainsword, and all the backs for the body. Then up here we've got all the torso fronts. Now again, you get a nice mix of these. The majority of them are Aquila pattern, but you've got a few, like this one up here is Corvus pattern. These two on the end here are actually Maximus pattern, the old Mark IV, so that's quite nice. You've got some grenades here, and one set of Mach 8, the new errant pattern armour with the high shoulder, the high neck guard. And in total you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of these. So if you don't like the high shoulder guard or the high neck guard of the errant pattern, or you want to keep less of the Mark IV, the Maximus, then you don't have to use one of the parts. So you've got more torso fronts than you have Space Marines, so that's cool, gives you a little bit of options. And then we've got all the heads. Now I counted these up earlier, I think there's 16 of them. So we got 3 of the beakies on the end here, and then the majority are the standard Space Marine helmets, and then we've got 3 of the unhelmeted ones, and it's quite cool. You've got a dude with a mohawk there, if I can get the camera to focus on him. I'll zoom out a bit, yeah, there we go. So we've got dude with a mohawk, dude with a rebreathe the mask, and just a plain bald dude. So yeah, got a nice little selection of heads there. You could do the full squad helmeted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, you've actually got enough to give them all, not just helmets, but all the standard helmets. Or you've got some variety. Raven Guard players will obviously be liking these beaky ones. People playing a lot of sergeants, or who like the special weapon guys to be unhelmeted, got those ones there. So a nice little selection to customise your models. And then we've got the final one, which is the majority of the arms and weapons. So yeah, these arms are all numbered. So I'll just zoom in on that. There we go. You can see they've all got numbers, and you need to match them up in their pairs, otherwise they don't work. You've got an Auspex and a combat knife. And various different hands. You've got a hand that's reloading, a hand throwing a grenade, or a hand pointing, so that'd be a good one for your sergeant. One thing that is a big difference from the old sprue is the cut-off now is the wrist rather than the weapon joint, so the hand is now part of the weapon rather than the part of the arm. When I first saw they were doing this, I was a bit concerned, because some of the first kits they did like this, like the Fantasy Savage Orcs, the wrist joints were forever breaking off, but having built 3 boxes of the Stone Guard that use this same joint, it actually is pretty solid on Marines. There's nothing really to worry about there, and possibly even makes the assembly process a little bit straightforward, so that's good. If it makes my life easier, I like it, and also means that these arms can be used interchangeably with the Stone Guard kits, and I think now even the Assault Marines and Devastators have those type of arms now. And we've got a nice selection of bolters. What have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so you've got 10 standard pattern bolters there. And then all the special weapon options, which is quite nice. You've got the new grav gun there, plasma, melter, flamer. And then we come to one thing that I'm less than pleased about on this kit, the combi weapon. So they have, you know, gone to the trouble of giving you a combi weapon, which is nice. But it's a 2-part piece. So you've got the bolter part there, piece 95, and then these bits next to it are the combi part. Now, to my mind, it would have actually been easier for them just to give you 4 different combi weapons rather than a combi weapon bolter and then 1, 2, 3, 4 different bits to stick on the top of it. It would have been easier, and as someone who uses a lot of combi weapons in their army, it would have made it a little bit better. I don't know if they've done that deliberately, so you have to buy more of these, or you have to buy the Stone Guard to get more combi weapons. I don't know, but yeah, that was one criticism I would have. But, you know, it's still an improvement on the old kit where you didn't have any combi weapons and you had to either buy Stone Guard or convert them yourself out of bolters and special weapons, so that's quite nice. And you get Power Fist on here, which is cool. Not that I would ever take a Power Fist on a Tactical Sergeant, but, you know, stick that in your bits box, use it elsewhere in your army, and it's a pretty cool Power Fist as well, actually. We've got this little skull and bone symbol on here, and the little like scroll work underneath, so that's all pretty cool. So all in all, this is a nice kit. You know, you can build most of the combinations that you would want for a tactical squad out of these. You've got enough to build 10 guys with bolters, or you can build your heavy weapon, you can build your special weapons, your sergeant, with just about any equipment that he can have, or certainly that you would normally want to give him. The only real criticisms I would have of this kit are that the transfer sheet's pretty poor. They could have given you the full range of combi weapons as single pieces, so you get more combis in the box. But, you know, maybe they were limited for space. It's certainly a jam-packed kit. You know, you get a lot on here for your money. And £25 for 10 Space Marines really isn't too bad when you look at what they charge you for some of the specialist squads. Stone Guard, 30 quid for 5 guys. Come on. But, yeah, on the whole, I'm pleased with it. The only thing I would say that it could improve as well is giving you a couple of other common heavy weapons, but, you know, you get so many in the Devastator box that it doesn't really matter. You're going to get the weapons you need for your army. Oh, the other thing I didn't mention here, you get both the plasma pistol and the grav pistol as an alternative to your bolt pistol. So yeah, on the whole, a really nice kit. Now, normally I would build these up as part of my unboxing video, but actually the majority of these guys are going to be used for a conversion that I've got coming up, so won't be building them as tactical marines, but you know, there's plenty of tactical marines out there on the internet. I'm sure you don't need to see what the model looks like put together. You've seen it 100 times before. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing video, and will join me again soon for more videos, painting tutorials, battle reports, unboxings, and whatever else I fancy. Thanks a lot. Bye.